Hi guys, I'm here to meet everybody's from some reason we're using the iPhone 8 here for this test just because, well, it's hasn't been used out here at companies in a long time, and we'll see how it does today. So, this is a test that's on location, so let's get some things discussed. We got some good things covered. Number one, Electrician simulator works on the Mac under Windows 11 under VMware Fusion ARM Edition. Yeah, that's a lot of layers, and it also requires Steam to play. So you got Steam running, VMware Fusion running, you got ARM Windows running, you got probably a whole ton of other code running as well. In short, a lot of stuff just to make the game work. So you're probably asking yourself, why don't you just get the pirated edition? Well, for one thing, there's no guaranteeing that pirated software doesn't have its own little payloads, if you know what I'm saying. In other words, you could be getting something that is basically nothing but a big giant cesspit of malware, Trojans, and stuff like that. And that's one reason. The other reason was websites that had the game were kind of sketchy at best. And so I decided, well, if I'm going to do this, let's buy the official package. It wasn't that expensive. So I did. So what about how does it play under all the simulators? Well, loading time is slow, very slow. But once it's loaded, it's not so bad. Once I figured out how to navigate around the workshop, I was able to start playing the game. I'm not used to playing a game where I have to navigate both the trackball and the W, the A, S, and D keys at the same time to move around. Does that mean that you can't play with a controller? Well, you might be able to. I haven't tried that yet with the Xbox controller. So I suspect you can if you rather do it that way. I don't think it's impossible. So, let's talk about what we did yesterday. Now, I went with Stan. The only thing I forgot to get was my refills. Got my levothyroxine. I had enough for right now, so I'll go pick up some on Friday. So I'll take care of that. Because I remember we did not go to Beacon on Friday. last Friday. So, today's Tuesday, and I have enough levothyroxine for this week. And so, that's what I'm going to do, is just pick up the refill on Thursday when I go to my hair appointment. I remember it was not too long ago, I went ahead and picked up my my metformin. So that's something to keep in mind. I got to keep in mind all these different pills. They don't take as many as I used to, but I still have to keep an eye and make sure which pills are which. Okay. So tonight is the debate between Harris and Trump. How do I think it's going to go? Well, compared to when it was Trump against Biden, I think it's going to go better. Because I think Harris is a little more awake and is ready to rock and roll. I think that's the problem was with Trump. I mean, with Biden was he wasn't even all there. He was like totally friggin' lost. Like, I'll get back to you later, kind of thing. You know, he's like, oh, come on, give me a break, Biden. All you had to do was just show up and answer questions. Well, it showed clearly he was not suitable for the job as president. Okay? He was not suitable. It's okay, Biden. It's been, okay? They weren't suitable. Is Kamala Harris suitable? No. But that's not because of her health. She's not suitable because she is not listening to what the people in the United States really are worried about. That's her mistake, okay? Now remember, for her, as a career lawmaker, she's thinking about this as a money grab. What about Trump? Is he in it for the money? I don't think so, but you know what? It's a good question. Could he be in it for the money? I don't know. I don't think it's the same. I think it's very different with Trump. I don't think he's in it just for the money. So we'll have to see what really is going to happen. But I do think that given the latest polls shows that Trump is in the lead. If only... No, wait a minute. That's a good question. But which poll? According to one poll, Kamala Harris is in the lead by 1%. According to other polls, Trump's in the lead by more than 1%. So, Again, it's a lot of numbers, and it doesn't necessarily mean crap in the long run. What matters is the results after election night. And if you are to be successful election night, to be president of the United States, you gotta get at least 270 votes in the Electoral College. Once you get at least 270 of those votes, you're the winner. It's not tied to the popular vote, although maybe someday that might change. Maybe someday that'll change. But at this point, that's the rule. President is elected by the Electoral College, not by the popular vote. That was created by the founders of the Constitution. That's the way it is. So, does that mean Trump is likely to win? I don't know. Like I said, depends which numbers you go by, or by who you ask. But let me say one thing about the Democrats. Do you Democrats, I'm talking about the voters here, ones that register as Democrats, remember see here. Do you, as Democrats, understand what Kamala Harris, what Joe Biden, what Hillary Clinton, what so many of them wanted for the party is not necessarily in your favor? Okay? And the reason I say that is because if it really still was the party for the people, the real people, the John and Jane Doe America and theirs is now working 2 jobs to feed a family of 2, and maybe a child or 2, okay? Renting an apartment, or maybe paying a mortgage in a house. That is at least, depending on the individual, anywhere from 40 to 60% of your income. Now, Democrats keep saying, oh, well, we're the party of the people. Yeah? Yeah, you guys have what they call tax and spend policies. That's what you do. You don't tell me that has changed. It hasn't. Then the Republicans are not immune either. So let's at least pass blame where it's appropriate. They both do this. There's just that the way it was done needs to be different. But lately, the Democrats have not been focusing on anything the American people want or need. Allow me to explain. Do us Americans need illegals coming into our country, say filling up a town in Springfield, Ohio, with 20,000 Haitians, resulting in the 54,000 residents of Springfield, Ohio going, hey, why are we getting all these people? We don't even have the space for all of them. Why do we do this? What about our own people? We have our own problems. We need to work on this. What did the Springfield, Ohio government say? Oh, well, yeah. Well, we thought it was a great idea. Again, there you have this, oh, he thought it was a great idea. Really? Really? You're kidding me, right? You thought it was a great idea. How? This is a great idea. By the way, this is the one thing that is going to send a lot of people away from the Democratic Party. Those that are those that are aware of what's going on, have probably said to themselves, this is unacceptable. We already have a homeless population. Why aren't we helping them? If the Democrats say they're so concerned about people, why aren't they helping the homeless people? Why aren't they creating legislation that helps the homeless? No, they're not. They're focusing on trying to give money and benefits to other people. You know, that's the scariest thing. And it's true. So the Democrats are kind of in a bit of a cognitive dissonance here. In one sense, they're saying they're for the people, but they're not for you. They're not for you. They're not for the American people. They're for their own special interest people. Republicans were always considered that way, right? Oh, the Republicans always care about the rich ones. They don't care about the poor. And you know what? I'm going to be honest when I say this. For a long time, that has been very true. No lie. But we're starting to see a bit of a change. And I don't know if it's a long-term change, if it's going to stay that way, or what. But I don't see that continuing. I don't see that happening forever. I think it's starting to change. The Democrats are pushing Marxism and socialism. They're not worried about you. They're not worried about me. They're worried about two things: illegals and themselves. If they were worried about you, you've already been all set. Okay? That's what I think it means, right? So tonight, at the debate, Kamala Harris and Donald Trump are going to go head to head. And I'm really wondering what she's going to say to Trump. Her campaign in him right now, according to one poll, is neck and neck. It's so close to even that it is one false move and it could be the end of her or the end of him. But I think it's going to be more likely the end of her. I would like to see, and I want it to be fair. I want it to be not rigged. I want the polls to be run properly. I want to see that. But I also want to see her and her party realize, look, American people need resources. You're right, we do. Are you going to give us those resources? Or are you going to give us excuses? It's up to you, lady. It's up to you. Well, anyway, so today, I want to cover one more thing because I'm going to get ready to wrap it up. So, but here we go. I played Electrician Simulator today. And I kind of got a little confused at first with some of the controls, but then once I started figuring it out, oh, okay, it wasn't so bad. I wonder if they're ever going to have Electrician Simulator Advanced or Commercial Electrician Simulator. Now, that'd be fun. Normally, electricians do not change individual light bulbs in a home. That's not their job, okay? I never see anyone go to me and say, hey, do I need to call an electrician to change the light bulb? No. In the commercial sector, however, it is very common that you will see electricians change the light bulbs. Which makes sense, right? The guys that come in the utility company to change lights, the bulbs on the street poles. That's what they do. They change the bulbs and the street lamps. Okay? Another thing that you'll sometimes see is inside commercial buildings, commercial electricians change the bulbs. I never seen an electrician call in for a home and residential lamp change. I just never seen it. It's extremely rare. Okay? Also, you'll see that it's showing the hot wires that go to the switches. It's not showing the neutral wire or the earth wire going to the switches. In real life, you normally for a switch you wouldn't use a neutral, but you might connect the earth wire. This is the yellow-green wire. You need that, especially things that have metal frames. Okay, because of the fact that this game is based on European code. You're probably asking me a question. Wait, are electrical boxes round in Europe? You want to know the answer? Yes, some are. In fact, in Germany, a lot of electrical boxes are round, especially in old German homes. You can actually, that's why the switches have to be so small, because the boxes are like 3-inch round electrical boxes. Okay? In the UK, they have round boxes too, but most of them are just square back boxes. Okay, so yes, that indeed is a real thing. Okay, now what about the other stuff in the game so far? I'm seeing like the fuse boards. That is indeed a standard European fuse board design. So yeah, as I said, this game's really been designed around the EU wiring codes. I already know the EU wiring codes because I studied them along with the UK wiring codes, along with the US wiring codes. So actually, for me, playing the game is kind of just like refreshing what I remember about my studies, you know, with studying the codes. And like, oh yeah. Remember this, yeah. Even though the game does leave a few factors out. For example, like not showing the connection of the neutrals going to the switches. Or actually neutrals being tied together as the switch is in the middle of the run. But that's okay, it's a game. Also, there's a mode you can select on in the game, which you see it on, which is called Electrical Field Wiring Detector. That kind of shows where the cables are in the walls. That's kind of cool because it does make things a lot easier. Number one, you can tell the field's on because in which it's showing you when electricity is flowing around the circle. Now, do they really have such a thing? Yes, they do. They do. I have one. It's not that fancy. Basically, if you run it over a cable and power's on, it will beep and let you know that power's flowing through the cable. Particularly, it's sensitive to electrical current, such as household mains power. So, no, it won't detect like a 12-volt feed, but it may be able to detect a 12-volt AC feed. Okay, but I've never tried it with that. But I do have it. It's called non-conductive voltage verification. Okay, so it doesn't. It just checks the EMF field. But unfortunately, it is, by its nature, is kind of limited in some ways. Okay, it doesn't map a whole room. Oh, heaven forbid, if they ever had that, for all the times I've ever gone to Jimmy's buildings and got, where is this outlet wire to? Where is this switch going to? I would have been like, oh, okay, let me just grab out my magic field detector, and all of a sudden, right on the wall is superimposed every single electrical cable going through the wall, even once they're not going to that switch, right? Or that outlet. See, that's a problem. That means that, but at least you could trace it back, right? That's how I did the game when I was in the second house. I didn't go stumbling around going, so much. I realized I had the detector doing nonsense. Oh, let's see. Where's all the electric fields? Oh, they're all going to there behind the cabinet. The fuse board must be over there, and I was right. And it's kind of an interesting way of doing it, but it works, you know. So, kind of cool. If you like the kind of game, I thought it was fun. Now let's talk about some real-world experience with wiring outlets. Well, I didn't do outlets yet, just the switches and light fixtures. So, I did see in the game further on there is wiring of outlets. Now, the outlets in the game they're using is the CEE, I think version 6 or 7 Shuko French outlet. That means the exposed earth prong. This pokes out. Why the French design it that way, I do not know. Versus the German Type 7 CEE, which has little prongs underneath the outlets that allow the plugs to go in either way and are not polarized. In fact, in many European plugs, sometimes they actually have both features, so that they can plug into either one. Obviously, it's an interesting approach to this situation. But I had a chance to study British wiring of installing things in a ceiling box for a light fixture. And there's a they use terminal strips with screws. You actually usually have like a 3-position terminal strip. So like you have a feed, actually sometimes 4, let's just say 3, because it only makes sense for a single light, right? So you got your earth wire, so that would be the 4th, right? Earth, your neutral, you have your supply live, and you have your switch. So on the supply live, and then wraps around to your switch, and then your switch wire goes back to the wall switch, then from the wall switch to the 4th screw, which is where the actual lamp fixture is hanging, okay? And it's pretty simple, really. You see, you connect it to the neutral, and you connect it to the return live connection, and then What about the Earth? Well, that's there too. You can just connect the Earth if there's one going to the light fixture, which is either yellow with a green tracer, or a actually green and yellow tracer, or maybe a piece of bare copper. But under UK wiring, you have to use a yellow or a green with a yellow sleeve for the earth wire to prevent unwanted shorts. Something that I do in America too. I do wiring. I picked up some of that tubing to do the same thing when working with non-metallic electrical boxes, so that I can slip it over the bare copper wires for the earth, so that there won't be no shorts. Okay, and then I can put that back into the box. When I'm dealing with wiring, like going to a electrical box, what I'll do is I attach the wire to the box with something similar to a Vago, and then I just go ahead and get a slip on the sleeve, and then I slip it to the earthing screw in the appliance, whatever I need to do. That's the way I do it. That's not necessarily within the electrical code of the United States. Oh, too bad. I wire it by British standard, and if you don't like it, too bad. At least you've got your proper earthing wire, you got your hot, you got your neutral, and it's properly installed per safety, so BSI specifications. So that's the way I do things. And so the game for me is kind of like, oh, this is what I do every day. Except the thing I had a hard time was navigating the controls. How do you take this apart? And I struggled for the first hour trying to figure out how to get started. And then once I figured out the game basics enough, I was like, oh, this isn't so bad. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Now, last thing is that I'm going to say last thing because I don't know how long the battery runs on this phone. I don't know how fast it goes through power. I gotta get a screen protector for this phone, and I gotta get a new screen protector for my iPhone 15 because that was cracked. And right where the camera is, the screen protector's cracked. So it's kind of a double reflection image. It's kind of weird way it does that. It's because the screen protector's cracked. So I need to get two new screen protectors just to make sure everything's good. So that will do that and be ready for that. But anyway, everybody, so thank you for watching this. Am I going to upload it straight from my phone, or am I going to go through and upload it to desktop? I'm probably more than likely going to upload it right from my phone or my desktop. I think my desktop because it's faster, and I can also make sure that when I edit it, clean it out, I can do that too. So, but for now, thank you guys for watching. Talk to you later. Bye.